What's going on, everyone? Matt here for another epic episode. This is the PT Profit, Leverage, and Lifestyle Show. Hope everyone has been, I hope everyone's having an epic day so far. So, at the time of this recording, just to keep everyone in the loop, so I like to keep this quite personable as well. 2 days until baby number 2 is born. So, I think this episode, when it's released, should have our baby boy. So baby number 2 for me, or for us, so I say, me and Jess. So super exciting. So I'm just trying to cram everything into my last couple of days before I have some time off. But in this episode, so I'm just on my own again today. I'm hoping to have a few more podcast guests come on after baby is here. So it's been a little bit frantic trying to get everything ready and preparing as much as we can. So we're going to go through how to actually reverse engineer any goal, no matter what the goal. And I'm going to go through some specific examples on what you need to do. I might give an example around PT side of things. I might give an example around money as well. Because that's a pretty hot topic. People obviously wanting to make more money, which is great. But I've got a couple of notes here. So I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to reverse engineer any goal. And I use this with my clients, almost weekly, to be honest. And use it with my partner as well, my wife as well, when we want to achieve certain goals. And essentially, the first thing you want to obviously do is set the super clear goal that you want to achieve. And you want to make it like a decent sized goal. So for PTs, you might say you want to get to 10K a month, for example. Pretty common for people to want to get to about 10K a month, which is roughly around 120K per year. I think that's right. Yeah, about 120K per year. So that's obviously pretty common for most PTs to want to have that goal, the stigma, 6-figure business. Another common one is getting to $1 million in net assets. It's another common thing. But in terms of the process, it stays exactly the same, no matter the goal. So my first little bit of my notes here is work out the required statistics, or work out the stats required to achieve that specific goal. So let's start super easy, and I'll get my little calculator up here. And first off, you need to identify what statistics that you need to track to be able to get there. So for a personal trainer, right? So let's say, for example, a face-to-face personal trainer. So I'm going to give you guys I'm going to reverse engineer it for you. So 10K per month. Okay, so $10,000 per month. So let's assume there's 4 weeks in the month. So 2,500 per week. So again, we're breaking it down. So you want to break it down into smaller chunks so you can work out the bite-size pieces or the statistics that you need to track daily, weekly, monthly to be able to achieve that. So first of all, set the goal, and then what's the time frame? Do you want to achieve 10K per month in 6 months? Let's do that. So 10K per month, 10K in 6 months. So just so you can, I'm going to share my calculator. I don't know if that's actually just sharing the calculator or my whole screen, but I'm going to share my calculator so you guys, whoever's watching on YouTube and or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can actually see it. So 10,000, you want to need 10,000 per month in 6 months. So let's assume that you are at, well, let's say you're at 5,000. You want to double your business in 6 months. Pretty common as well. So you need to increase by $5,000. So per month, you need to increase by 833. So this is what you need to do per month. Okay, so we're going to work out the breakdown of what you need to do per week. And then we're going to work out what statistics you need to track and how we're actually going to increase that amount of income. Okay, so let's work it out for us. So 833 per month, 6 months. So per week, we need to be adding $208 in recurring income every single week. Okay. Now, for this example, I'm going to assume that you are charging $65 for a 30-minute PT session. Okay. So we go 208 divided by 65. So we're going to need 3.2 new sessions per week to be able to achieve that. Okay. So obviously, if you're rounding, like ideally 3 new sessions. 3 sessions per week. Now, in my experience, on average, my clients, people do between 1 and 2 sessions per week most of the time, on average. So it's 1.5. So if you need 3 sessions divided by 1.5, you're going to need 2 clients. So 2 clients every single week need to sign up to your service, join the team. They get 3 new sessions every single week. Okay. Now, the next part, we need to work out the statistics. So that's essentially what we need to do that. You need 2 new clients, which is going to get you 3 new sessions, which is going to add $200 per week in recurring income, which is going to add $833 per month in recurring income, which is therefore going to add $5,000 per month when you get to the 6-month mark. Okay. That's the first step of reverse engineering. The next part, how do we actually get the 2 new clients every single week? Or how do we get the 3 new sessions every single week? So the statistics in this example are, we need to track how many leads we're getting, how many consultations we're booking, and how many people are showing up for the consultations. And of course, how many new clients. So let's reverse engineer this, because I've got the statistics on this. So if you want to get 2 new clients per week, now, on average, for me, I kind of average about an 80% conversion rate for new clients. Let's assume that it's 50% to make it easy. So 50%, so you'd essentially need to present 4, you need to present to 4 people every single week to get 2 new clients. Does that make sense? So 50% of 4 is 2. So you need 4 consultations. Now, we need to allow for people to reschedule or cancel last minute or not show up. So what you need to do there is you need to allow for that. So I'd probably say about 10%. So 10%, well, let's just keep it super simple. Let's just make it 5. But I'd probably say about 10% of people will cancel or not show. So that means you need to book in 5 consultations every week. So then, how many leads do you need to contact, or how many calls do you need to make to be able to ensure you get 5 consults booked in every single week? Now, in my experience, you should get about a 30% pickup rate if you are calling at a decent time, as in like Saturdays between 11 and 1 is generally the best time in my experience. So let's just do some figures here. So if you call 30 people and you get a 30% pickup, you're going to get 9 people answer, and most of them will book in. You might have 1 every now and then not book in if you're using the correct scripting. So let's go again. So 20. Okay, now we're getting there. So let's go 18. Cool. So this might be the lucky number here. So about 18 calls you're going to need to make every single week to be able to get 5 consultations booked in. So there you have it, folks. That's what we need to do. So then every single week, we need to ensure that we have 18 people to call and that we're calling 18 people to therefore book in the 5.4 consultations that we need, to therefore have 4 consultations show up, to therefore have 2 new clients on the books, to therefore have 3 new sessions added every single week to achieve your goal. And that is exactly how you reverse engineer your goal. So you break it down. What exactly do you need to do? So you might break it down, like, for example, to get 18 leads or 18 contact numbers, you might need to, like if you're an online trainer, you might need to do cold outreach. So DM a lot of people. You might need to DM, let's say 1 in 10 people that you DM book in for a consultation. So if you want 60, if you want 5 consults booked in every week, you're gonna need to DM 50 people every single week. Okay, does that make sense? So let's do another example, just so we're super clear here. Let's say you wanted to save $1,000 a month. Let's just do that as an example. So there's a couple of different things you can do here. It's actually a bit more complicated, but I'll do my best to make it simple for you. So if you want to save $1,000, let's say $1,000 a month, which means break that down. $1,000 divided by 4. So you want to save $250 per week. And let's assume that you're currently only at break even at the moment. Okay, so you're not really saving anything. You're just kind of living the week to week, which unfortunately is how most people live. So $250 per week is what you want to save to achieve your, income goal. Or it's not income goal, your savings goal for the year. And let's say you want to achieve that in I don't know, 6 months, for example. So let's say you do have a PT business and you want to be able to save $1,000 a month, which is $250 a week, which means you need to be able to either cut down on $250 a week of spending or increase your income by $250 a week in spending. Far easier just to make more money, to be honest. So you can obviously cut back on things, of course, and that's where you kind of audit your expenses, which is a separate video. But the same thing applies. So if you need to make an extra $250 a week in profit, then what are the statistics that you need to track and implement to be able to do that? It comes back to the same thing. If you're a face-to-face trainer, which is most people, or an online trainer, which is both face-to-face and online trainers are the main people that listen to this podcast. Okay, so if you want to make an extra $250 a week, let's say, let's do a different example. Let's say you're charging $75 and they're 45-minute sessions, which is fine. So if you want to make an extra $250 a week, you need to be doing, it's sort of different. It's the same. Let's say let's say it's online, $50 a week. So you're going to need an extra 5 clients every single week paying you $50 a week to get that savings. Okay, so now we've got the number. So if you need to get 5 new clients, what's your conversion rate? Let's do a different example. Let's say your conversion rate is 25%. Oops. I don't think I'm doing that right. If you're watching my calculator, I think I've got the calculation wrong. But I'll try to reverse engineer this. So if you need 5 consultations, if you need 5 new clients every single week and your conversion is 25%. Yeah, that's right, 20. So, sorry, I got a bit confused there. So you're going to need to book in 20 consultations every single week to be able to achieve 5 new clients every week. That's obviously quite a bit of work. So then you come down to, okay, cool. How many people am I going to need to talk to every single week to be able to get 20 people booking in for consultations? And then the other, red flag here is obviously if we can just increase the conversion rate to 50% instead of 25%, then that's going to make our job a whole lot easier. But that's, again, a separate topic. But the whole point is you need to reverse engineer the goal to smaller bite-sized pieces and then work out what statistics you need to focus on or what tasks do you need to focus on to make that happen. You need to break it down into weekly, and then ideally you need to break that down into daily. So how many people would you need to talk to per day to be able to get 20 consultations booked in? Let's say again, 1 in 10 people book in. So if you want to book in, if you want to do 20 per week, let's say you work Monday to Friday, that's 5. So you need to book in 4 per day. You need to have 40 conversations per day if you get 1 in 10 people book. Okay, so you might need to allow, 2 hours a day to message that many people. Okay. Um, Now, then what you do with the daily tasks, or the weekly or the daily tasks, is for my community, we post them to each other. So we keep each other accountable so you can see what we're working on each week. And if you want to go further, you can do it per day as well. You do a quick little huddle and you'll say, look, this is what I'm working on today. This is what I got done yesterday. This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. This is still in progress. That's how you keep each other accountable. And then you simply just don't stop until it's done. So I talk to my clients about this all the time about growth tasks, about doing the sales calls. So it's impossible for you to grow your business if you're not getting consultations booked in. And it's impossible to get consultations booked in if you're not doing sales calls every week. Okay, so if you're not growing the business, you're not doing the growth tasks. You just don't stop until it's done. What I used to do when I was growing my PT business is I used to keep calling people. I had like a list of people, and I just kept calling people every single Saturday until I get 10 consultations booked in for the following week. And a lot of the time, I was doing really well with it, so I booked in 15 to 20. And it's no wonder why I scaled from 0 to 250 sessions per week in 2 years. So that's it for this episode, team. I hope you got some tremendous value. If you haven't already, make sure you do join my free community as well on School. Um, I'll use the link in the description for you to join. But apart from that, hope you guys are having an awesome day. Hope you got some value from this episode. And I look forward to serving you guys more in the School community and also on the podcast as well. Ciao.